What is going on, everybody? We are here to talk about a brand new looter shooter extraction experience called A Twisted Path to Renown. I'm going to be covering some of the key highlights of this game and some of the things that I think are the most important for you to know when starting out in this experience. Is it worth buying? Is it fun? Bear with me, check out the video, and thank you so much for being here. Let's get into it. When you first load up the game, the first thing you're going to want to do is come over here to the recruitment tab and get set up with a character. You are only going to have the options of these free characters. I personally only recommend characters that do not have a negative downside for stamina regeneration, or sprinting speed. These will severely impact your quality of life on your gameplay, and honestly can make you have a really bad time, especially if you're down bad on food or water. So I would say either raw shooter or skinny is a great place to start. So just go ahead and grab that guy, and then once you do, you're just going to go over here to your equipment tab. Once you're in your roster, you select the character, then go to equipment, and then you can build out your character, right? And as far as building a specific basic Timmy kit, you really don't need that much, right? Like, as long as you have your basic backpack, whatever size you're able to put on, you do not need to use your bigger backpacks, the compact knapsacks that you start with. You want to use anything that you can acquire whenever you need it, right? So for me, that's going to be the compact knapsack, but for you, it might be the pint-sized pouch. So I go ahead and just buy those, throw that on, throw the side bag on. You want to make sure that you have at least one small Boda bag of water, but it is recommended that you have two. You're going to want to have your food. Crafted food is definitely going to be better. Any kind of fish food is going to be a gray can. Any kind of like normal meat food is going to be some kind of it's going to look like the seed potatoes, essentially. Do you want to have your food, your water, and then for your heals, this is something that I really wanted to touch on. So the aid boxes, you really want to make sure that you put them in the pockets of your clothing, because in the keybinds of the game, there is the weapon selection wheel. I changed that to a mouse button for me, and that essentially allows me to quick heal, so I don't have to like put away my weapon and then pull out the heals and then drag the heal to where the limb that needs to be healed. So like if I take bleed damage, I can hold this keybind, immediately grab my bandage and stop the bleeding, as opposed to like if this first aid box was in the backpack itself, I'd have to manually open it and then drag the heal to each appendage that was wounded, right? So make sure that you have some heals on you. You're not going to have these aid boxes early on, so this is a tip for a little bit farther down the line. In temporary, it might be a good idea to simply put a bandage and a splint in the pockets of your clothing, just that way you can use the weapon selection wheel just for those until you do get a first aid box. But yeah, that's definitely what I would recommend for that. So make sure you grab your heals, your water, your food. You always want to have a rifle holster and a pistol holster. The cost of one of these pistol holsters is so insignificantly cheap that it's not going to do anything but help you. 36 cents and 26 cents. So in total, it's going to cost you like 55 cents or so. And it's going to make it to where you can holster your weapon and interact with things significantly faster. So you'll have a holster keybind. Again, I put that to the side of my mouse as well, but I use a Naga Trinity that has the 12 button panel on the side. So that's what I do. For you, you can put it to a keybind that feels comfortable, but I always recommend having your holsters, so that way you can put away your weapon, because if you don't have one, you will have to put your weapon in your backpack, and if you don't have enough space in your backpack, then you have to literally drop the weapon. So it is worth the cost, 1000%. So your holsters, your food, your water, your heals, your backpack, your side bag, that's it. You want a weapon with some basic ammo, okay? And I'm trying to go over some of the basic, like I keep saying the basics. That's because I'm an experienced player and I don't want people to take that out of context and then bring in their best gear. So depending on what edition of the game you bought, you're going to have a lot of like starter pistols and stuff that you acquired just from purchasing that edition of the game. But even the base edition will come with a couple of guns at like 60 or 70%. Grab like a volcanic or a pepper box with some of the 38 ammo or some of the volcanic ammo that comes with it and put those on and bring that in. You don't want to bring in your best loot right off the bat and not know what you're doing, get killed, and then shoot yourself in the foot in the long run. Basics, and then I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do once you get into your first raid to be able to know where you are, know where you're going, and how to play the game. All right, and now that you are loading into a raid, once you get in, it is going to display where you are spawning at. This is one of the most unique features of this game that is not in very many areas or in very many looter shooters. So we just spawned northwest from Annie's Village. So then you bring up your map and you look northwest of Annie's Village. So we are in between Scott's Mine Iron Company and Annie's Village. And you have to be able to know how to read a map. So one of the biggest tools that is going to help you learn how to do this is player made maps. I have made my own. I personally feel like it's the best out there. I have a little bit of a bias, but you can use any of them that are available. I will display mine on the screen right now. If you have a multiple monitor setup, throw that on another monitor and just have it next to you so that way you can know where you're going at all times. Because getting lost and wandering around for an extract is one of the worst experiences that you can have, especially if you already found some loot and you're trying to find your way out of a raid. The extract zones are listed on the right hand side. We've got abandoned horse, bonfire, and ruined tents. Okay, and then below the title it tells you where it is, southeast from Fort Dixon, for example. So if we were going to southeast from Fort Dixon for the solo extract and we're all the way up by just west of Annie's Village, we have to go southwest all the way north of the teepee settlement in this area. Okay, and then once you come in raid, you're going to want to go to your equipment and kind of just look at what you brought in. You know what I mean? You want to have water and food covered. Pain management is also like somewhat recommended, but early on it's not really that necessary when you're learning the game. So that's optional. This is laudanum. It does debuff your hydration, so your hydration will go down faster once you consume this. But once you're in a fight, if you start taking a lot of pain and your screen starts changing colors, you can swig that and it will remove all of those coloration effects. Okay then, well, and this here is just an example of how if you have a 23-inch rifle and you do not have a holster to put it in and you can't fit it in your inventory, you are going to have to drop the weapon. And if you're trying to consume food and your hands are full, it will say can't use hands, your hands are occupied. So you have to drop it and then you can use your food or heal. And then also on that note, when you are using the heals that are inside of your pockets, whether it's from an aid box or anything like that with the weapon selection wheel, this keybind, if you have this selected, if you have a rifle out and then you use your selection wheel, it will swap to that automatically, so you don't have to put it away, assuming your holster is empty, right? Like if I was still holding that rifle and then I tried to use the weapon selection wheel, it would tell me that my hands are occupied because it can't put the rifle away. So that's a good note also. But just to give you a demonstration, I have my good friend Sherlock here, who is going to attempt to make me bleed. That did not make me bleed. Shoot the other leg. All right, so this is an example of a splinted leg. So my leg is currently broken. If you use the weapon selection wheel, you can grab the splint, pull it out, and immediately start using it, as opposed to having to go into your inventory and drag and drop the splint over the damaged wound by just like that, healing the thigh. Some of the most important aspects that you're going to want to look for early on is definitely going to be the echinacea root and any of your reputation quest items. Okay. The reputation quest items increase your reputation with all of the market traders that are on the market. They require everything from this echinacea to actual arms manufacturing licenses. That way you can start purchasing better arms and ammunition from them. Or even the female, she requests the Widow's Guide to Retribution book, which there is a boss region over here to the west, just north of the southern ravine. This whole highlighted pink path here, that is the Widowed Sisters pathing route. Okay, and this is 4 sisters that wander the map, and if you kill them, they drop a key, and you can go find their cabin all the way south of the map, south of Tree on the Islet, and you can unlock their cabin, and in that cabin you will get the book, which you need to give to the market trader. And once you have successfully made it out of your raid or died just like I did, RIP to that guy, you will be back at your vault, obviously, and from here you will want to check a couple of things, just like the durability of your rifle. So every single thing that you use in this game has a durability on it. That percentage down next to it, that tells you how long you can use it before it's going to break. And a lot of different factors, especially in weapons, change what is going to impact the durability. So for example, if you go into your workshop and then go into your ammunition and then like 38 and click show result on this box, this will show you your weapon durability impact. So for my ammo that I like to craft, it will give a 319% weapon durability impact. But if I change this to aluminum casing, it's a 382% weapon durability impact. So every single shot that you take will drastically increase the durability impact on your weapon. So I highly recommend that you are monitoring the durability on your weapon, because if you bring in a weapon that is less than 30%, it will misfire significantly more often than a rifle or a pistol that is higher than 30%. Misfiring is a thing in this game. Just to elaborate a little bit further on the reputation items for the market people, the 3 that you want to focus early on is your 𝐻𝐵𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿, which is your healer, Benjamin Carter, which is your backpacks, and 𝐷𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 Mitchell, which is your armor and clothing marketer. So going over each of them, 𝐻𝐵𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿, he is going to ask you for 50 echinacea root, which is not hard at all to find. It's in multiple different regions of the map. It is highlighted on the map that I created. You can see it on screen right here. It's all of these little pink, green and pink plants. You need 50 of that. And then you will also need a 100% mortar and pestle. I find the mortar and pestle very often at lumber camp. I will say lumber camp is a rather difficult region for a new player, especially if you are solo, so be weary when going there. However, you can find mortar and pestles in many places. You can find them in Fort Barry, you can find them in lumber. I believe I've even found one in the Widow's cabin that we spoke about in raid, that western boss region. Once you get their key, you go down to the southern region, Tree of the Islet, and you can get a mortar and pestle from their cabin as well. But once you have attained it, you give these items to them by just simply dragging it into this black area, and then you click give, and that will update your reputation for them. As far as the backpack trader, he has a currency trade requirement. So you want to buy things from him as often as you can. Even if you don't need the items, you can turn around and then sell those items to Edgar Mills. And then you can get reputation and you get some of your money back. Upgrading Benjamin Carter will allow you to get the compact knapsacks, which are these backpacks right here, as well as these hunting side bags. Because early on, it will only give you the pint-sized pouches and the beaded buckskin pouches. And then as far as Clara, as soon as you upgrade her with the Widow's Guide to Retribution book that you get inside of the Widow's cabin down south, you will be able to purchase tier 3 protection class armor from her. So that's very, very nice. It may seem daunting early on that you're going to run out of money, but money is not hard to come by, especially if you're playing with the community. There's oftentimes going to be people that will run you through money runs, and money is just, it comes and goes. I have personally given hundreds of dollars away to new players, you know, just right when they drop in. I give them 40-50 bucks. I've done that multiple times. Money is not really that big of an issue. So I would always say with your traders, there's items that they have that is essential for your crafting, for your workshop, that you have to have for like weapon manufacturing, for ammo manufacturing, whatever the case. So every single time you restock these traders, make sure you buy some of the basics, buy some of these pistol grips, buy the single action revolver frames, buy water, buy your food, buy all of these things. And then speaking of food, also in the workshop, if you go to your canned foods, the best food in the game that you're going to want to look for is bass and tomato. A 12% increase to your maximum strength. Strength is how fast you can move when you're completely under load. And then a 17% maximum sprinting speed increase, both for 25 minutes. You can find the bass at both of the fishing stations. So you can find it at Fishing Station and Fisher Log Cabin. So north of 𝐿𝐴's farm and southwest of Fishing Station. As far as your vegetables, you will find those in the kitchen of 𝐿𝐴's farm. They are very abundant in 𝐿𝐴's farm. If you just go into the kitchen of 𝐿�A's farm, you will find all of your tomatoes, potatoes, and carrots. Unfortunately, potatoes, tomatoes, and carrots cannot be consumed in raid. I know that they are edible in real life as they sit. However, in this game, they are simply ingredients for your canned food crafting. You will need salt, you will need canned food, and then you will need a vegetable. Under the modification, you can select the modification for potato or carrot, or I prefer tomato for most things. Tomato it takes a long time to craft, but under the farming tab, you can go to vegetables and it doesn't cost you anything. It will take 3.5 hours to get 1 10 stack of tomato. It will take 2 hours and 15 minutes for potato. And then I think it's about the same for carrot. Oh, even less for carrot. 1 hour and 23 minutes for a stack of carrots. But you really can get all of these items from just playing the game and going to the kitchen of 𝐿𝐴's, grabbing your vegetables, grabbing your fish, doing fish runs. Solo runs are very, very, very effective and recommended for many different things in this game. And so with all of this, there are only really 2 questions left. Is it worth it? And is it fun? For me, it's absolutely worth it. And is it fun? I guess I'm just gonna have to let these clips play and you can decide for yourself. Get out there and have some fun, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this little compilation reel. They did.
Damn. Good shit, bro.
Oh my god.
What in the fuck? That's gotta be a player.
Oh yeah, 100%. He fucked me up bad too.
I hit him once.
He's dead.
That's not me, bro. I'm not. That's not me, bro.
I killed him. He fucked me up bad. 8 followers we've gained today. Oh, someone shoot me.
Good day. Indeed.
I'm misfiring. Shoot him.
Oh, I hit him.
My fucking rifle is misfiring. He should be so fucking dead. I just point blanked him with a 39.9. Bro, please. Please fucking get in the extract right now, and we're never speaking about what just happened ever again.
Oh, it's getting quick.
Hold on, I'm gonna kill this fucking son of a bitch.
Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like
Or not. I'm gonna kill myself with it. That's what I'm gonna do. I have a lot of fucking pain. I'm surprised I'm not dead.
Yep, you blew me up in the process.
Are you dead?
No, but there's a lot of shit that's fucking hurt.
There's a lot of shit that's fucking hurt, dude.